ancestors with us. We're going to continue to dance with them, dreaming them, calling them, being them. We are becoming what we were.
It is borrowed than Mayan prophecies.
7 triangles of light.
Keep walking. You are the spirit of Unapu. Keep walking. We the human, we are doing the spirit of Unapu.
People who say that the gods made them from corn. They planned their lives according to the heavens. Well-versed in astronomy, using a sophisticated mathematics, they calculated the movements of the night sky thousands of years into the past and thousands of years into the future. They knew that the universe moved in cycles. Their lives were ruled by the rhythms of the natural world. Planting and harvesting, birth and death, just as the great tree of life emerges from the earth.
Always, they're connected. Science and religion.
In dreams, we learn from the Maya gods when to plant and when to harvest, when to set a fire, and when to do the corn ceremony.
What we're digging up, what we're coming up with is part of our history. And the men that lived here are some of the greatest men we've ever had. And it's a fact that we're getting to know more and more and more about the life of these people.
They still maintain their customs. They still maintain their ways of organizing their societies. And it's very exciting to see how much of the ancient Maya way of life is still alive and well.
Because American history does not begin in 1492 with Columbus. It begins in 200 BC with the first Maya king who wrote his name on a stone. What is happening now is the people who made these places, people like Yashpak or Bird Jaguar or Pakal, are getting back their voices. They are becoming real to us and speaking to the people of the 20th century about who built this place and why and what they felt and what they thought about the world. These are not anonymous people anymore.
You are the spirit of Unapu. Keep walking. We the human, we are doing the spirit of Unapu.
Yo.
Oh, community, LA natives, Wednesday, Warrior Think Tank.
Straight up Warrior Think Tank, huh?
Warrior Think Tank. That's what it's going to be. You know, as we grow and we add programming to LA natives, we're doing everything on the fly, but I like that one. LA Think Tank. Warrior Think Tank. Because as we come together as a community to find solutions, not only to, big problems that obviously elites want to push onto the poor, but, we got to come in for the small problems, for the problems of, I get writer's block, I want to lose weight, to all kinds of things, because I would never give anybody advice or host any podcast done myself, Armando.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I have to make sure that I'm, a good example and taking whatever I'm suggesting, researching and doing what I'm saying, kind of like talking as you walk in.
Well, it's the same correlation when it comes to making hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't be talking about shooting guns and slinging drugs and fucking bitches all day and you don't do it.
That's great. That's a great example. I guess if you write about your aspirations or maybe what you feel like your dreams should be, then that would make sense. But here we have to make sure that we're careful about what we share with our community, because our community is already vulnerable. It already has sickness. It already has, mental stabilities, mental health issues, so on and so forth. We won't harp on them, but, this is where we live. So this is what this forum is. LA Natives Think Tank. And everyone who is, wanting to jump on our chat. And remember, this is an interactive show, meaning that you can, join in, right, Armando, anytime?
Yes. And by the way, this is an exclusive Twitch segment.
Absolutely. Oh, it doesn't go to YouTube and stuff?
Yes, we are live on YouTube, but we're not going to be archiving it on YouTube. We want to make sure everyone checks out our Twitch.
Okay.
For these live discussions. I think that will be a good formula for us
instead
of separate the bread and butter, our Wednesday shows, to this one.
Your Sunday shows.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Makes sense. And that's cool, because that means people have to come and tune in. If you want to be heard, if you want to have a voice in the community, or whatever community that we're building here, Armando, Underground Hip Hop Blog, Dula, Jenny Silva. I mean, we're a community here. This is this isn't a fancy way to trick you into supporting us. This is just a community outlet, and Armando, his little brainchild, and me just adding what I do and what I know and what I've done. So here we are, LA Natives.
I just want to let you know, Zero, that we're almost at 100 subscribers on YouTube. I think we're at about 83.
Oh, nice.
Which is great, because we don't hammer it heavy like that. Of course, we're already at over 100 on Twitch, which is excellent. I really appreciate all the engagement, and we're only growing. We have a huge interview this Sunday with Dreezus. Have you ever heard of him prior to us interviewing him this Sunday?
No.
That's good.
And that's not a bad thing, because, it's just a different type of hip hop that I guess maybe it's more like on the popular side. And that's cool, because I want to know what those guys think. I want to know what those guys, how they achieved that type of success. Did they have to compromise? Is it straightforward? Is it, all those things. So, yeah, he's a good artist, though. When I did hear him, I was very, very impressed, and I was wondering how I don't know him.
You know what? Me neither. I had never heard of him prior to us, doing LA Natives, but it's the shock factor. As soon as I saw him, I already knew he's the real deal.
Well, yeah, he has presence, and he seems to be a great recording artist. So if we're able to expose his music in Los Angeles and let his music talk for itself, then that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? And try to keep it that way.
Shout out to Mexica 1309. Shout out to Natives Tendencies. Welcome to the Wednesdays discussions, open forum, surprise guests, Q&As. If you have any questions to ask Zero about your road to studying and knowing more about the indigenous hip hop culture, this is the show to do it on.
Absolutely.
We are based out of downtown Los Angeles, and we were talking about that, right? Zero, like how LA kind of has like a huge impact around the world, man, and like we're blessed to be out of Los Angeles.
When you're here, you feel like, oh wow, no one's listening to me, but then you step outside of Los Angeles, you realize, whoa, there's a whole nother community. So, but being from here and knowing all the venues and just doing what LA does, right? It starts trends. It's just a cool place where artists come from all over the world, all over the country, and try to give their shot the best shot. Well, that makes them vulnerable, and it makes the road kind of difficult, but just trust in yourself, trust in your art, and LA is the place that can be showcasing it all over the globe.
Yes. Just a reminder for everyone tuning in, make sure you guys subscribe to our website. It's lanativespodcast.com. Check out our merchandise. Check out all of our prior archived podcasts. That's the bread and butter of this whole show, for you not to only tune in live with us on Wednesdays and check out the extraordinary interviews that we do on Sundays live, right? But if you can't catch it live, when you're working out or you're taking a walk, you're getting some fresh air, throw those earphones on, check out our Spotify and our YouTube or our Apple podcast and enjoy the content, because I guarantee you guys, every episode that you guys check out, you will walk away with something. You will walk away with some form of substance, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the point of the show, is to share the wisdom. You know, when runaway slaves would run away from their plantations, or, you know, when we would run off the reservation, we would meet up, share information, share food, share clothing, heal each other. If one was wounded, they would help the other. It's not that time anymore, you know, from the time of their, you know, arrival and their manifest destiny. But the same techniques apply. We need to just continue to do that, because when you continue to do that and continue to do that in a harmonious way, in a way that involves nature, in a way that involves yourself connecting with nature, and then sharing that with the brotherhood and sisterhood around you, that's the point. So that's where we're at, you know? So that leads me into like a topic that I wanted to talk about, you know. Let's get into it, you know. And Armando, I wanted to ask you real quick. What time do you think the day starts?
Usually for me, 5 a.m.
5 a.m. So you get up and you go, okay, cool, the day starts. But officially, according to everybody's known version of time, the next day starts at 12 a.m. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Why is it in the middle of the night? Why does the next day start in the middle of the night? According to ancient cultures, according to anyone who tried to work with the great energy in the sky, which is the sun, their day starts at 6 a.m. So I want you to conceptualize with me for a second. If your day starts at 12 a.m., right? And you wake up at 8 a.m., you're going to feel like you're late. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm late. Because in your mind, the day already started 8 hours ago. So then you're always going to play catch up. You're constantly going to start feeling this feeling. And that's why Mexican homes and homes of people of color, they hammer in, work hard, get up early. Do you get what I'm trying to tell you guys?
Yes.
That somehow, some way, we have to.
It's like you're indoctrinated, right?
Right. Into midnight, the middle of the night being the new day.
Well, to cater to this society, I guess.
Wait a minute. To cater to what? Bad math? Horrible calendars? I mean, this is like, nobody questions this shit. Nobody says, hey, why the fuck do I conceptualize that the next day starts at 12 a.m.? And you know what? We have to break that code and understanding. Think of it as a certain form of math that other people use. And let them use that. Let all those elites and all these idiot children that they have that are not connected to the universe or humanity, let them get on that calendar. Let them be disoriented by their Greco-Roman calendars, right? And they're 12 o'clock at midnight. It's almost the same thing as, when does the new year start?
Exactly.
When does the new year start?
Well,
in the middle of winter.
Yes.
But all ancient cultures thought that the new year started in spring, where everything comes back to life. where everything starts to regenerate. I would call that a new year.
How long has this system been in place, Zero? Like New Year's being the 1st of January and Christmas being on that certain day, like
it's old Roman. Man, I hate to even use the word scholars who don't know how to do math, who use other people's wisdom as their own. Greco-Roman calendar, Gregorian calendar, right?
wow.
Roman numeral system. That's on the clock, right?
Yep.
They just translated it into a modern version of numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Shout out to DJ Extra Medium. He says Gregorian calendar.
Yes.
If I'm not, if
Absolutely. Gregorian calendar.
native tendencies, Roman philosophy.
Roman philosophy.
And guys, this is what this platform is about for our Wednesday shows, right, Zero? You could call in, you could leave us your email and accept it on your laptop and join us on a video discussion, guys. This is what our platform is all about. It's for you guys to ask us questions, to engage, to participate, to encourage others to participate in this LA Natives community that we're building.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what we're trying to offer to you guys is just a different perspective, a different form of math, not destroying what you know. You feel safe and secure with idiot Roman philosophers who had no discipline and stole from each other and called it their own. That's the ultimate idiocracy that we live in. So
I would love to hear your perspective, DJ Extra Medium, on this topic, man, because it's a very important topic for us natives out here, you know?
I'm going to tell you why. Because a people that come from mastering time should not be off on their hourly count, and they should not be off on their day count, and they should not be off on their calendar count. Study your calendars, the Tonalama, right? The Tonalmachio.
So DJ Extra says, we are still counting the days since Jesus Christ was born. Christianity won.
Well, they won in the sense of not providing or being honest or sharing information.
Now look, he follows that up with the U.S. empire will fall like the Roman Empire.
Well, of course. If you don't prepare for death, rich elites, if you don't have a root understanding that one day the master of life and death touches your shoulder and says, it's your time now. And I'm talking about a system. If they don't accept, we accepted it 500 years ago. The Mexica people said, this is it. Our sun has come down, right? Our sun has ended, but one day it will come back. Our calendars are not off. One day, our great-great-grandchildren will remember that we know time, that we have a connection with the stars, that we are a part of this earth. It's our turn to train ourselves, just like we used to do in the days of living in a jungle, of living in a desert, and creating metropolises there. Things that were so advanced to European culture, they cannot even be explained today. That's all I'm saying.
For everyone in the chat, if you guys could do us a huge favor and let us know where you guys are from. We would love that.
Yeah, shout out your city.
We would love that feedback, man, because we're learning as we go, right,
So-
Cyril? We're getting better and better.
Yeah.
And we want to be close to the community. Like I said, this segment is for you guys.
It's dedicated to our community because our community has a voice. And if they don't, what I would like the community to do is go do some research and come back on Wednesdays and have topics to talk about. Because you know what? I've been researching this for 22 years. And guess what? At about 12 years into it, I put down all the books. I didn't believe them. I just started reading lie after lie after lie after ego after ego after ego. And I started saying, what books are just a perspective of somebody's opinion. It's just their opinion. It's not fact. They may back it up with counts, but if they don't have a connection with the stars, if they don't have a connection with Mother Earth, then how can they ever be accurate?
I feel you, Zero, because, ever since I've been a kid, not to shit on like the Bible, right? But me not knowing any better, when I used to be forced to go to these churches with my parents, and my Spanish was a little broken because I grew up in a white community. So they would send us upstairs with all the other kids, and they would force us to wear earphones to listen to the translator, right? And then I got a lot of heat one day when I got on the mic, and I was like, look, wasn't this book written by somebody?
Or somebody's?
And then their response was, it was written by nobody. It was written by God.
You can tell. See, this is how
I'm thinking, and then like me as an influencer in 2021, I'm like, well, fuck, dude. I guess I could write a book and influence the masses.
You can. Anybody's
covering my niche, because religion is a niche.
It's been done over and over and over again. Look at India. India has a bunch of those gurus,
Maybe I watched too much Zeitgeist. I don't know.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. It's common sense that if you're educated in anything and you can help people who are uneducated get to a certain place, they're gonna follow you. They're gonna wanna be a part of you.
Now look at what DJ Extra Medium just wrote with us. He says history is written by winners. They rewrite history for us. That's a powerful statement right there, because are they winners? Are they the leaders of this world?
No. Wait a minute. Someone who rapes a child is not a winner. Someone who takes the land from an old individual who has been living there for centuries, that's not a winner. That's a thief. That's a murderer. That's a rapist. They're not winners. How did they convince our community that being a conqueror or being any kind of arrogant individual who has no connection with the powerful source that we call the earth, he's not a winner. He's a manipulator. He's a coward. He has to kill children to get his point across.
Okay, so DJ Extra clarifies it. He says winners meaning they survived. I don't mean colonizers are winners.
Okay, I get it. I'm just trying to clarify anybody out there who had a misconception that...
So definitely DJ Extra Medium feels the same way.
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on, dude. This is LA natives, bro. If you're fucking trying to defend colonizers and Spaniards, then you're on the wrong show. But hey, everybody's welcome. I don't want to be too aggressive, because that's not my point. I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not somebody that's in your face and is going to be dissing you. I'd rather stay quiet, kind of see things like an eagle in a tree, just observing from the top. You don't even know he's there.
Right on, DJ Extra Medium. He says you guys are on point. Now look, DJ Extra Medium, don't hesitate on sending us your email.
Yeah, man, get on,
bro. Like let's do a video chat, man. I know you got a laptop. I know you got some earphones. You know what I'm saying? We were just talking about DJs a couple of days ago, right? We were actually considering, doing some live performances with some dope indigenous hip hop artists.
As we grow as LA natives, bro, it's just starting to become like, we're building the community, right? The community that does this on this day, this on that day, and this on the other day. And, we want to create that living room atmosphere when you're here on the show, because you can let your hair down here. You could say, hey, you know what? I feel like I'm native, but no one ever taught me. Hey, come here.
Right. This show is specifically for those individuals.
Right.
Because last week we had a guest on, right, and he described the same thing.
Absolutely. I mean, come on, dude. That was me. 20
and that
years
was
ago.
Me too.
20 fucking years ago.
I wish I had parents that were all, indigenous out and, for the native cause. But unfortunately, my parents were first generation, bro. I appreciate them so much. I love them so much, man, because it's like, I don't know what it is, though. They just like fled from another country, came to the US and thrived, bro. And like for me, imagine us just running to a whole different country and thriving.
Yeah, that's like almost impossible. And then the journeys that they have to take, not only for your family, but I know my father came illegally, and my grandparents happen to be Native American. So
all I know that like my parents don't go into details on how they got here, but all I know that there was a car involved and a box involved.
a car and a box. Wow. That's a lot of info. See, that's the problem though. The problem is that we don't get to live or get to be mentally healthy at an old age to share the stories, to share the guidance, to share. That's our challenge, Native community. Our Native community, our challenge is to come out of genocide, dust yourself off, be as healthy as possible to be those grandparents to those children. And whatever information you picked up on the way, you are to instill into that child, because that child will take that information and go tenfold. And then when they get to be old, they get to instill more information and so on and so forth. The encoding comes with your intention. And that intention has to be to clean yourself off from colonial rule, right? Colonial mastery, right? And people go, wait, I'm not. Well, if we're fucking talking English, they put spells on that shit. If we're think about that. So you have to, when you clean yourself spiritually, when you clean yourself body-wise in terms of health and diet, and don't follow colonial diets and this and that, it's so much easier to break their system. Their system is based on you being fat and stupid because you'll buy it, right? That's what they fucking bank on that. Like, who fucking, like, their great grandparents were, I'm going to kick down a society to you, grandson. I'm talking about elite, grandpas kicking down their wealth to the next generation with, they're all fat and stupid. It's like, that's not the way you build societies and help and live in a cohesive nature with Mother Earth by being greedy and stupid. That's not how you do it. And as you can see, things are crumbling. Things are starting to shake where people go, well, fuck all. Like when they started taking down all those, landowner, slave owner statues. Remember globally, they were just like tearing down Christopher Columbus statues and all these statues and, plantation owner statues. And what does that tell you? That tells you that white supremacy is crumbling. Because nobody wants to be in an oppressive rule and go, yeah, I'm proud of being a part of that. Fucking rapist, thief, child molester. Come on, man. It's over, bro. It's like you can't lie. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool people all the time. And that's us. You're not fooling us. We're going to be healthy. We're going to be clean. We're going to be connected. And we're going to be grandparents. And we're going to share that wisdom with our grandchildren. And they're going to share their wisdom with their grandchildren. And then 500 years from now, we're going to see how this all turns out.
Again, anyone in the chat, feel free to leave your email. Just as long as you have a laptop, decent internet, and some earphones. Join in on the Wednesday's discussions. Debate, agree, disagree. This is what we want. This is how we're going to build a community, a true grassroots community right here. And much respect to DJ Extra Medium for engaging.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Extra Medium. I know a lot of my friends, they're like, yo, man, invite me to the show, man. I'm like, yeah, come on. Wednesday's the day, dude. Just time in. Get in front of your computer, homies. All my homies that have been studying about the Illuminati, all my homies have been studying about Catholicism and the Roman rule of the globe. I mean, that's the one thing, Armando. Everybody's going, no, the New World Order, right?
Well, look, I know we're doing something good because when I got hip hop heads hitting me up trying to get on a show when they have nothing to do with indigenous hip hop, that just goes to show we're doing something good.
Well, yeah, well, we're starting to voice our opinions, and our opinions matter.
A lot of people are now looking at us like a source for promo.
Well, this is our community, man. It's time that our community, the like-minded thinkers, the warrior think tank on Wednesdays, the familia, the 7-generation familia on Sundays, and our everyday life of hashtag global indigenous, hashtag indigenous 1492. Shout out Richie.
Yes. And if people are looking at us as a form of outlet or exposure, then that just ties right into the quality of guests that we interview every Sundays.
Absolutely. So on my page, I don't get it. Dude, I'm so busy. But whenever I get a chance to post, and I'm telling you to bring your art, if you're a poet, if you're an MC, can't they just like play a beat on their computer and rap on it and something like that? Like,
I would think so.
I mean, set it up.
Artists on their end would have to have a good setup.
Yeah. So do it. Do that, community. If you have MCs and you want to get on and you want to showcase your music, Wednesday's a day, dude.
Yo, DJ Extra Medium, if you ever want to come on Wednesdays and spin a set for us live,
there you go,
bro. Like, we would love that. All
Absolutely.
You would have to do, I guess, I would figure, get a laptop, good internet, a digital board or mixer that connects to your laptop, and then we're on fire.
Yeah, we'll be able to do it. As we grow, we're going to have people, want to share poetry, wanting to share, share your art. You know what? Get your phone and go look at, this is what I painted. This is my inspiration, and talk about that painting. Talk about why you made that painting.
And I'm actually curious if we could get a DJ in-house, Zero. Like, we got this Rodecaster Pro, right? I'm sure if we get a DJ in here, we could figure out a way where he could have a line and
he can go in mono.
Make it work.
He'll go in mono and then come out stereo, and it doesn't need to be, the only reason DJ outs have, left and right is because they're going to go through a big system, but this is going to go through one system.
Right.
And so
that would just be one line.
Yeah, it'll be one line coming out of him mono, and then it'll come out stereo on the podcast. But any DJ out there that feels like, but let's keep it real though. Keep it to conscious hip hop. We're not trying to go deviate from our platform of consciousness, because this is another level of deep interaction, because we have to dust ourselves off, like I said, of this colonized version of life. Our life is way deeper, way more connected than you understand. We can't just go, oh yeah, NASA knows it all. Those fools.
Shout out Brando Tattoos.
Yeah, Brandon, what up? You're back. Hey, you were watching the Super Bowl, huh? I bet that's what happened. I didn't realize that we were on Sundays.
Look, guys, I have to admit,
Bowl, bro.
I have to admit, Zero.
Yo,
I didn't even know there was a Super Bowl. Like, I didn't even know that there was a Super Bowl this last Sunday. That's how disconnected I am from that fantasy land that they live in.
Well, that's how you know that the Roman circus is kind of crumbling. The Roman circus is kind of having a hard time right now because it can't fill stadiums. It can't keep pushing its propaganda. It has to switch to a new version of control, a new version of life, right? Didn't they say that recently?
Right.
Ooh, rebooting the world or some shit.
Well, apparently there's a reset going on.
There you go, resetting the
Great
world.
Reset. That's what they title it. The Great Reset, right? That's amazing.
Oh my God. Here, look. Mother Earth is bigger than the eye can see. We live on her belly like ants on a tree.
But look,
come on, man. An ant can't tell a tree what's happening, and that's why I mentioned NASA. We can't just fall for people just saying things and we believe them, right? We can't just go, oh yeah, they said they're gonna reboot it. Doesn't that sound so familiar to the 2012 shift, right? It sounds like
shout out to Native Tendencies. They have a poem that they want to share.
There you go, LA Natives.
We're about to go ahead and send you the invite within 1 minute, and we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah, we're totally. I kind of lost my train of thought, but anyways, I wanted to finish off that thought. But yeah, the brother wants to come in, share some time. We're gonna talk until someone comes in and says, "Hey, I want to share something. I want to talk about something. I want to share my poem. I want to share this, that, and the other." This is the forum to do it. LA Natives, Wednesday, Warrior Think Tank, The solutions come from our own intentions. The solutions come from us wanting to change our way and our perspective if we feel like if it's off balance. If we feel like we're struggling in life. No one should feel and wake up and go, damn, life sucks. Even though we go through all we go through, no one should ever go, damn, life sucks. Because there's massive amounts of nature hikes. There's the beach. There's many places where you can just decompress and connect yourself with the source of all life. Go to the desert and take a long hike. It's time. Now it's time for all our community to start connecting with the great ancestors of this planet, which is the plant life, which is the trees, which is the animal life that lives in the trees. The humble warriors that live on this planet, even though it seems chaotic, and yes, there's predator birds and predator animals, it seems to have a beautiful, harmonic balance. No fear, just stepping up to the challenge.
So DJ Extra Medium, he adds a laughing emoji.
What is that? He's laughing at me?
Well, of course, I'm sure he's curious. He's like, what y'all think about the COVID 1984? And I'm just like, well, we've kind of talked about it in a few Wednesday segments, but it's a very delicate keyword, right?
Yeah. And I try not to use it. I'm not going to use it because it's not new. Everybody's all, oh, look at how new it is. And it's, the only thing new about it is that we're willing to just give up all our rights. With the possibility, man, like that's how fucking uneducated we are. No one challenges narcissism, right? No one challenges intellectual narcissism because you're a poor serf. You're a ghetto piece of trash. That's why this isn't new, man. This isn't new. It's just how are we gonna step up towards it, right? And I'm not saying go break windows and go Antifa on you. No, that's not it. You go opposite of that, right? You got to go opposite of that. What would that be? Okay, well, I'm gonna change my diet dramatically. You know, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. I'm going to reconnect and say, the day doesn't start at 12 a.m. It starts at 6 a.m. The night starts at 6 p.m. I'm going to reconnect and get into balance with my own self. And I'm going to turn to my internal grandfathers and my internal grandmothers who have encoded information for thousands of years. It's that simple.
Now, DJ Extra Medium asks, what do you think about censorship in 2020 and 2021? Like censorship.
Again, nothing new. I mean, think about censorship. Okay, well, let's think about censorship. When all the natives were collected and put into what they called boarding schools or, I don't know, torture camps, there was censorship there, right? Because you couldn't speak your language. You would get beaten if you spoke your language. So now it seems like, oh, yeah. Oh, they're censoring us. Well, you weren't saying anything in the first place. And now you want to say something because you can't go to the bar and you can't go have a restaurant, you can't have a steak. Now you want to say something? Now you want to censor? We weren't saying anything in the first place. And they took our language from us. They beat us into talking English. They beat us into talking Spanish. They would lock us in rooms, in dark rooms. So what? Censorship? What? I still talked. Guess what? The little native who had heart, he would be in the dark room and he would sing and he would sing and he would be in protest of someone trying to break his spirit. Censorship. You're going to stop me from saying what I'm going to say? Take me out. I'm not afraid of it. Afraid of death? Afraid of the great transition? The great abuelo? The abuelo that loves you? He loves you so much, he'll turn you into an eagle? He loves you so much, he'll turn you into a jaguar? Come on, man. Change your perspective on death. Speak from your heart and no one can ever censor you.
Right on, Zero. Well said. You know, this is how I see it, guys. Is it a coincidence that the wealthy, the people that are in the 10%, not the 1%, the 10% who invest in this fantasy land,
celebrities,
Wall Street,
Tom Brady,
right? They just tripled and quadrupled up their money, guys. Yeah. I'm just being straight up. Like, I'm sure if there's anyone out there that invests in Robinhood and
Tom Hanks,
M1 and stuff like that, like you guys could see the sham that's going on, right, where they're manipulating this market, this fantasy market that we are all tied into. And while there's apparently a massive depression, you know, millions of people are losing their jobs in the stock market, it's at an all-time high, which means people had gains of 200%, 300%, 400% and up.
Kevin Hart.
Can you believe that? So guys, if you had $1 million in the stock market, overnight you profited $3 million. Overnight.
Celebrity, actors, hip hop artists, all those fools that are going.
But yet there's a pandemic, right?
All those
but yet there's a pandemic.
Oh yeah, well, poor stay poor, and you know what? Live off of $600. Live off of $1,200. What? You don't have a job? Oh, you can't pay your rent? Oh, your rent is $3,000? Well, fuck you. That's the way they think, man. That's the way they always think. That's why I don't get frustrated with it no more. I just call it out. I say what it is. It is what it is. Rich, colonial, imperial, religious elites.
We got native tendencies.
There you go. Yo, my native.
Yo, what up, fam?
How you doing? Hey.
I'm good. How you doing, Zero?
I just want to say one thing, bro. It takes a lot of courage and confidence to come and share art. So I give props to anyone that wants to share any poetry at any level. Because remember, we don't judge here. We are just here to facilitate your voice. So, brother, whenever you're ready, you want to introduce yourself, you want to say something before your art. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for coming.
Well, I mean, I just want to say thank you, first of all, Zero, for even having this space for us to be able to even do this, you know? I've been listening to your music for quite some time, and my first experience with the whole Native community was with Aztlan Underground. So
the elders,
and it was like, man, like when I heard their music, it like blew my mind. And then I believe it was like 2-3 years ago that I attended the Mexica New Year, and I was like, man, like where have I been? You know what I mean? This is my home right here.
Right.
So yeah, man. Yeah, just thank you, Zero. Thank you for the space, and thank you for allowing me to share my voice.
Anytime, my native. This is your show. This is our community show. And you know, all I ask is that you give it 100%, man. Don't hold back. This is your chance.
Yeah.
And as we grow in the community and we have shows and we have platforms for you to share your art, take advantage, community. And then once again, brother, what's your name?
My name is Chris.
Chris. Everyone,
yeah.
LA natives, Chris. We introduced Chris
to the
community. There we go. Go for it.
So this poem is named "Float Like Water."
Oh.
Okay, so it goes. It's in Spanish. Siempre conectado con el espíritu del águila y respaldando a mi hermano el jaguar, usando de guía la presencia de los ancestros que todavía caminan con nosotros. Sus enseñanzas no son nada que pueda repetir, sino hacerlas realidad. No son de muchas palabras. Sus poderes no son de magia o trucos, son supernaturales, que nuestra mente inconsciente nunca podrá entender. Me hablan y me dicen, eres guerrero, despierta a tus hermanos. Pero mi mente sigue en cadenas del miedo del poder que podré tener. That's my poem, man. Thank you.
That was dope. I love
Thank you,
the
Zero. I appreciate that, man.
dude. I love the heart in that one. The favorite part, that the line that really struck my heart really the most was when your blood is telling you, or your ancestors are telling you, wake up, you're a warrior. Right?
Yeah.
Now it's
Wake up, wake your fam up, wake everybody up. And I feel like with this podcast, that's what you're doing, Zero. You're waking everybody up.
It's time, man. No one can stop the spring from coming, just like we couldn't stop the winter from coming. We couldn't stop our death. But our abuelos were so connected, man. They were so connected. They knew that the encoding they did for thousands of years previous to that would spark poems like that.
Exactly. It's in the blood.
It's in your blood, brothers. It's in your blood. Thank you so much for sharing, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you again for allowing me to be here, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That was an amazing
dude.
poem.
I'm just like, oh, Jazz. I guess I gotta give you a fist. You know what I mean? That's my brother right there who shared his in Xochitl in Cuica, his heart in his song. You know, the heart in your song. You know, the poetry, the rhythm of love. No, not a love of just a woman and her sexual objectivity, but a love for yourself. His blood screamed at him to wake up. You're a warrior. Wake up. You're a warrior. Try saying that to you. Try saying that to yourself at 6 a.m. when the sun comes up. See what kind of feelings you get. See what kind of connections you get. Wake up. You're a warrior. Man, what a powerful poem, brother.
What a powerful poem. Thank you, Native Tendencies, for joining us on our Wednesday's discussions. And like how Zero says, this is your guys' platform. This is your guys' stage to express yourselves, debate, agree, disagree. If you have any art to share with us, doesn't matter if it's lyrics, poems,
painting,
canvases, graffiti,
breakdancing, anything, man. Come on, dude. I'm so happy right now, Armando. Like, I'm starting to realize how amazing our community is.
Right. And
how talented.
We're just going to maintain being patient.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come.
Yeah. Why?
You know, little by little, more heads are aware of our podcast. Mm-hmm. And just like how he says, like, you're giving back so much.
When you have an abundant understanding of life, when you can look straight up into the sky and not worry about how many stars are there, but know that you're connected to it, you have nothing but abundance to give. If any of you natives out there feel like I'm giving anything, I'm just giving what the Creator gave me, what the Creator gave you. It gave you a heartbeat. It gave you an intention. It gave you a spirit. Wake up. You're a warrior. Now's the time.
Shout out Joaquin. Welcome back.
So let's define warrior though. Okay? Warrior isn't like, let me get knives and guns and let me be the person that can inflict pain onto you. That's a gladiator. That's a Roman gladiator. Okay? There's a difference between a Roman gladiator and a warrior. A warrior understands his own mistakes. A warrior understands he knows nothing but his intention. And if my intention is to meet a woman and have a child, then I will protect my family and my intention with every bit of life source. And I will create tools to protect my intention and my life source. That's not a gladiator. That's not somebody that could beat everybody up and do that and do this and walk around with big nuts. Protect your intention and understand what a warrior is. It takes a lifetime to understand what a warrior is. A lifetime. Be patient with yourself. Learn from the mistakes. This is a warrior.
So, Mexica 1309 says, warriors protect. Thank you, Mexica 1309. Native Tennessee says, warriors protect families, not destroy communities.
Absolutely. You see, you guys are already advanced. You guys already know. That's the truth. This is a time of truth. And that's why the system is crumbling, because they're trying to shove lies into your mouth. The truth is that we protect the innocent. Right? You know what a warrior is? A warrior is a 13-year-old boy who needs a certain medicine, and it's 1 a.m., and his sister is sick. And his mom can't go. His dad's not there. He's hunting. Who's left? The 13-year-old warrior who humbly protects and steps up to the challenge to find the healing medicine for his sister. In the middle of the night, whatever time it was, the most scariest time. Step up. Clean yourself off from decolonization. It's simple. It's super simple. They're not intelligent. They're not all-knowing. They're not. They use the symbol, but they don't have no idea. They have no fucking clue. All of that shit came from the Moors. All of that came from the Moors. Patreon. Save that one for the Patreon.
Yes, we're definitely going to save that one.
You know, it's just like, man, it's time to share and have fun. I'm just having fun, man. So I know nothing, bro. I'm not even a
DJ Extra Medium says propaganda here is more effective than North Korea's.
Again, because they affect our water with fluoride. They affect our diet with processed foods. They give us the meat that came and took 3 months from China instead of the meat that's grown organically and locally. There's reasons why we're in this situation. Because we're not being aware. We're not acting like warriors. Warriors go, hey, wait, let me see, what's in that? No, you can't have that, son. I'm sorry. Dad, but I want it. I love you too much to give you this. But you know what? You can pick something else. Something that's healthier. Be a warrior. Be aware. Connect with life. Life is happening. The sun is rising. The water and the ocean still keep moving. This is your time to connect and really, really plant roots that will last for generations and generations and generations. Because our intention is for 7 generations. What I'm doing on this show today, people 7 generations will reference. Because I want nothing. I just want to have a family that recognizes each other from continent to continent, from custom to custom, from understanding to understanding. That's my dream. LA Natives.
LA Natives, we have a question here.
Absolutely.
How do we fight back against the WHO?
Okay.
And the World Economic Forum? And I think the WHO means World Health Organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other rich assholes calling the shots. How do we fight back?
Educating yourself. And I don't mean by college. And I don't mean by books. Go deeper. First, calm down. I don't see anybody at the WTO on my door. Right? They're expecting you to be dumb. They're expecting you to go get false promises. Right? Don't do it. Well, what if I don't do that? What am I going to do? Research. Go to Mexico. Go to the temples. Ask the abuelos to help you. You have the power. But if you want a guidance, you want a way, a perspective, you change your perspective. You don't fall for anything and everything. Your ancestors live inside of you. So how do you fight? By being present. By saying no. By knowing when to go and when to stand. There's a great book that helped my foundation. And know that this book is written and it's just an opinion, but the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz is a place where everyone should start. If you start there, you'll understand our perspective as indigenous individuals. And that is a dream state. We are dreaming. We are dreaming right now. You're dreaming while you're awake. You're dreaming while you're asleep. Then you wake up again and it's the daydream. Then you go to sleep and it's the night dream. Well, what keeps the fabric together is this consensus of the globe that while you're awake, you're no longer dreaming. But that's not the way elites think. That's not the way the crown thinks. That's the way poor people think. So,
is that the book?
That's the book. That's the book. Read that book. I've read that book for 11 years, at least once a year. It's Toltec wisdom. It's a foundation. It's a start. It's not the answer. The answer lives inside you. The answer is, the truth is, you have all the power. You have all the connection. You are a mysterious being that don't know what it is. We call it human, but who made that word? Right? We call it whatever, but someone else made that word. We're just indoctrinated to whatever anybody else says. Keep your mystery. Keep your innocence. Connect with things that you know nothing about, and try not to know nothing about, but understand and experience. That will reconnect you. Wherever you live, whether you live in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the forest, or in the middle of the city, they cannot block your connection with the morning sunrise, or the morning sunset, or the 12 o'clock moon.
I appreciate everyone engaging in the chat.
It's on fire, huh?
It's on fire.
It seems like people are really.
We had a great poem.
Nice,
Not too
powerful
long ago.
poem, man. That I love. Man, you guys don't understand how, sharing art and stuff like that. It's amazing.
And it does take a lot for someone to accept the invite link and to put their face out there. But don't be hesitant. Because I was like that too, right, Zero? Like at one point, at one point in your lives, guys, you guys are probably hesitant to get in front of a camera. Maybe you're camera shy.
Yeah. Well, at least express yourself through the comment, because the comments, we'll read them. If they are camera shy, it's not easy. I don't know how I'm doing it, Armando. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just being myself. Like the camera is a group of people that after a show and they're all hitting me up about why I write music the way I write it, or what my opinion is about certain current events and things like that. I'm just talking like if I'm backstage with people, and that's what would happen at an El Vuh show, is that, it would be a thirsty, hungry crowd for more knowledge and more knowledge. But let's keep the warrior mentality and understanding that we will never understand, that we have to be humble and we have to accept where we're at. And the dusting off part is really where it's at. How much do you want to dust off from the colonial masters that they imposed and indoctrinated in you? Meat eating, treating women, patriarchy, religious fanaticism, just it goes on and on. How much are you going to dust off and say, hey, you know what? I'm just a human, for lack of a better word. I'm a mysterious being that lives on a mysterious planet that happens to be in an environment either of city or of vegetation. Stay there, stay innocent. That's how you defeat colonialism and elitism. Because I'll tell you what, they feel that. They do that in their own way.
Much respect. Oh, by the way, Zero, I didn't tell you. Victor came back testing negative for COVID.
Nice. Shout out to Victor.
So apparently he tested positive 3 times.
Yeah. Again,
he took no medication. He refused to take any medication, right?
Right.
So he was, I guess, quarantining himself literally for 2 months. He was in fear for his life. And, you know, I don't blame him.
Did he get a fever or anything? Did he?
For the first week, he was feeling bad.
Then his immune system kicked in and it happened, right?
Right.
Like everything. I mean, look, when something is survivable, 99.9%, and what they're offering you only helps with the symptoms of that, right? Because you're going to go get medication. You're going to go get medication, right? The medication, the cure, the I could fix you. But then your chances go down 95. It's only 95%. But wait a minute. If I had a strong immune system and I'm young enough and I'm healthy enough, I got 99.9%. But take it. Take the cure. Because then you'll have 95%.
Right. He had mentioned to me that when he tested negative, he had requested the vaccine, and they told him that he didn't qualify for it yet. He wasn't part of this tier. I guess they have these tiers, and it's like first responders are first, and then the elderly, and then people in their 50s, and then people in their 40s, and then people in their 30s. It's going to drop down like in tiers.
Well, that goes to show you that they don't want to help or cure anything. That just happens.
I thought we were in a pandemic.
But no,
I would think if I was running a world and I had a pandemic, I would inject that needle in every person I could see.
Yeah. But, you know, they have to walk a fine line. Look.
Remember how I mentioned like it was raining the other day, and then they decided to shut down all the outdoor clinics? I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we were in a pandemic here.
Right. Right. Look, it's simple. For the past 10 years, they've been talking about the 1%, right? And how wealthy the 1% is, right? The 1%, the 1%, the 1%. And I'm talking about in general. So when I say the 1%, I'm talking about what's happening. The big P word, the big C word, right? They've been going, oh, this is the answer for us to keep going. Here it is. We got it. This is it, right? But what happens? It's not based on math. Their concepts are not based on math. The foundation is the people. When you flip it and the 1% stands and the people are on top of you, it's going to crush you. Basic math. Right?
Yep.
Like, so this is the answer right here. Oh, let's confuse everybody. Let's get them scared because they're uneducated and they don't know anything and they don't want to even change their diet. Shit, they're getting mad because they can't go get beer and shit. I mean, to me, it's like, we would have to be like born without the capacity to retain information, like complete mongoloid drones, to not know that this is what celebrities, politicians, doctors, scientists, 5% of that. I'm down. Are you down? Could make you a multimillionaire, guy. You down? I'm down. Well, that's the answer, guys. We got it. Oh, Rockefeller, Bilderbergs. We got the fucking answer here. This is how we control population. We shove them with fucking poison.
Who's going to turn down profiting 200, 300, 500% gains?
That's what I'm saying. But life can't be manipulated by money. Because Rome fell because of that. Rome fell because of that. And you want to continue on and perpetuating this fucking philosophy that has no root in anything other than itself. So it self-mutilates, it self-implodes, it destroys its own self. Dust yourself off from colonial nonsense.
I just saw a huge billboard on the 5 freeway, literally off of Olympic.
Yeah.
There's a huge arm, right? Mm-hmm. He's flexing and he has the Band-Aid.
Oh, how cute. Do you know what that... Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the cure, right? Technology.
Who's funding that?
It doesn't even have to be funded by anybody, Armando. It's a technology. Like, download a new app and you won't have any more problems. It's an experimental technology. Research it. Research it. It's not an isolated virus because no one has been able to do that. That takes years and years and years and years and years and years. These guys don't have math. Look at Wall Street. Wall Street's not based on math. Wall Street's not based on math. Yet it's the vein of this country, right? Right? It's like they could go, like that whole Wall Street, like, let's just cut the blood off. Let's just, like, nobody buy shit. Like, let's just cut the blood off. Come on, dude, it's not based on math. So dust yourself off from colonial narcissism, colonial rules, colonial impositions that come from uneducated, narcissistic Roman philosophers. It's simple, man. Root yourself into the Maya. Root yourself into anything other than them. Other than them. That's how you fight it. That's how you beat it. Because it'll eventually lead to your death. But if you have a connection with that death, if you embrace that death, if you understand that that death is a great understanding, it's a propulsion mechanism that leads you to another world. And I'm going to be aware, and I'm going to dodge, and I'm going to face the challenge until I meet that door. And walk with my head up through it and accept what is given. That's how you beat it. No fear.
Right?
That's how you beat it.
You know, I saw an interesting video of Pitbull. I don't know if you saw this video. He was kind of like giving his opinion on what's going on right now.
Oh God, what was his opinion? I want to know what that fucking. I want to know. Was it consciousness? Was it like the enlightened fucking? Was it fucking Jesus himself's wisdom? Like the motherfucker went and he went on a vegan diet and he doesn't snort coke and fucking stop banging any Miami chick that he could find. And let's hear what his wisdom is. What is his fucking wisdom? I want to hear that shit. Really, I do. Because I feel like he's my cohort, right? Even though I didn't sell 1 million records, I feel like he's my cohort, right? Like I can have an opinion, he can have an opinion. We're both recording artists. I've been there for 20 years. I'm sure he's been there for 20 years. What the fuck did this guy have to say? Was it knowledge? I'm like,
I don't know if he did this for clout because I haven't heard of this dude's name in a while.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, oh, my bank account's getting small. I got to say something. I'm surprised he didn't sign up for the fat checks that they're giving. You know, all the celebrities, wear your mask, go get your technology. See how it goes. Reboot the world again. Let's see. What did he say?
About to pull this up for you guys.
In this day and age, I'm hoping that people see as quick as you get it. It's like dope money. Come quick, leave quicker. So when it comes to this technology, exactly what it is. You got instant gratification thing. You can touch as many people with it as quick as they want to go. Whoop, they can pull it from you. And right now we're talking about, what are we talking about, a virus? A virus, that's what we talk about, SARS, MERS, bird, swine. Ebola, now Corona. Like, come on, folks. I mean, you gotta read the tea leaves, bro. The devil's in the details. And with that said is, if you look at the recovery numbers on what we're talking about, I don't know what it is, but I guess the flu went on vacation on this year. Heart attacks went on vacation this year. Everything went on vacation this year when it came to, I'm talking about, what we're going through right now. Okay. And let's just call a spade a spade. And the reason I can have this conversation is because my family comes from communism. They fled communism. They had everything taken away from them. Everybody got murdered. Everybody got killed. And that's the reason me, being a first-generation Cuban-American, or maybe us, being first-generation Cuban-Americans, I look at freedom and I appreciate that shit. I appreciate opportunity. I appreciate anything that you give me. All I need is a little slip, partner, and I got you. And that comes from the fact that when Castro took over everything, and I'm looking at what's going on right now, the only person here that's hot, 38 hot, is Castro. He's going, y'all did it with a virus? Shit. Y'all took over the world with a virus? Y'all gotta be kidding me. He had missiles pointed to the United States of America during the Russian Missile Crisis, during the Bay of Pigs and what they went on through. So this shit gets deep. The only thing is do you want to realize how deep it is? You know, that's the way I look at this shit. And even going into this, I don't know if y'all know about this, but might as well put it out there, especially in y'all show, because y'all got folks that need this more than anybody. We all need it. There's a rehearsal that went on before this whole shit is called Event 201. October 18th, 2019, this shit came out. It was ran by the Johns Hopkins University, which is in cahoots with Bill Gates, Melinda Gates Foundation. And this was a complete rehearsal of what we did right now. You can look at this up. Don't listen to me.
They had a patent too, just to let them know they names
and they had
an actual patent for coronavirus. From 2004, they up like a patent. They names is on it.
So therefore, you have a segment.
All right, wait, let's stop right there.
Segment, financial, what we gonna do? Segment, travel, what we gonna?
Okay, like I get it. I don't like his delivery, and I'm stand corrected because I was making fun of him before we put him on. But at least he's trying to do something.
So that was supposed to be major controversy that was going on. He just apparently said this a couple of days ago, and now he's getting headlining news, and everyone's talking about it. But what do you think about that?
Well, that's what ties in the delivery part, right? His example was, it's like dope dealing. It's like dope dealing, right? I'm not trying to look for the answer to this the Roman circus. That's what I'm gonna call it. They're gonna call it the Roman circus, right? Everybody, LA natives, COVID is the Roman circus.
Yep.
Let's call it what it is, the Roman circus. But I'm not gonna give it to you in a delivery where it's like drug dealing. Because then they go, well, fuck, how many hits did he get for that? Right? And then if the check comes big enough, are you gonna get the vaccine, Pitbull? Right? It's like, don't be fooled by the Roman circus because there's jesters everywhere. I get it, brother. And it's like, yeah, Castro and Event 2020 and they're like, look, they're taking away the simple freedom of you going to Burger King and the simple freedom of you going to the bar and calling it and going like, look, they're stripping away. You were never free.
Just like how you always say, it's nothing new.
This is nothing new. You don't go get 500 million hits or fucking first page news because, oh, look, he thinks it's like Bill Gates. It's not only Bill Gates, man. It's 1%. It's trying to rule the top half. They're doing inverted math because they're so egotistical that they think it's going to work. That no one's going to say anything. No, we could cure it with money. Look, we could give you money. Right? That's... How much money did he make for that statement? How much money did he pull onto himself for that statement? Now, that's not the point. That's not the point. Great, thanks. Big ups to fucking Pep Bull for the knowledge. Right? Just don't try to make it sound like a deal, a fucking drug deal or some sort of a hustle move. Don't be a pimp. You're not gonna be a pimp trying to find your way out of this mess, this Roman circle. You gotta be a warrior. You got to be aware. You got to clean your diet. You got to wake up with the sun. You got to run 3 miles. You got to love your children. We got to kill the fucking Scarface and the pimp. Because those guys were oppressors to oppressed people. Right? Like, am I wrong? Like, I'm not going to look up to that anymore. That's like out of, like, come with profound art. Come with profound philosophy. That's what changes the radical landscape. Not a regurgitated Scarface with wisdom. I spent 3 hours on YouTube, Armando, and I'm talking about Pitbull. Yeah, I spent 3 years. Look, Event 21. This colonial shit has been happening since they got here. They just feel like they own it all already. And they're putting their place. They're going, now it's fucking, now you're fucked. How about that? How about that, people? No, you can't go to the bar. No. Oh, you don't have a mask? No. Fuck you. And you know what? Yeah. Well, what about them? What about the rich people up there that are not using masks? What about them? How come they're not using masks? Because they're richer than you. Shut up. And put your fucking mask on and go home. And take your fucking food for takeout. You can't sit there and eat. Sound familiar? 1960s? Whites only? Well, guess what? Whites, you're a part of that motherfucker too. Because you're poor. You can't pay for that shit. You can't pay to fucking rent out the whole restaurant so you could eat dinner by yourself without a fucking mask. So deal with it. This is not new. It's not new. It's not new. Stop acting, Pitbull, like, oh, wow, look, let me give you some knowledge. Hey, Castro had him all fucked up and da-da-da-da.
It's all Bill Gates' fault.
Yeah, it's all Bill Gates. So we could sound stupid. It's not Bill Gates. It's Bill Gates, CNN, fucking NBC, fucking everybody, the celebrity, fucking any celebrity that does a fucking comic show with fucking social distancing in it, he's in on it. Right? Because he wants a big paycheck. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck what it does to the poor blacks. Right? This is where we live. But I'm a warrior. I'm aware. I do wake up. I do train. I have changed my diet. I do run. I do love my kids. The most important thing around me is my family. The most important thing in front of me is my community.
And I would think everyone that's part of LA Natives would have that same philosophy. Those words that you just said.
Not mine. Their philosophy. They woke up at 6 a.m. They stood up all night and all day. They understood the plants. They gave us that gift. It's how we use it. How much are we going to believe? What's more believable? They used to call our way of life superstitious, disconnected, primitive. Liars, thieves, child molesters, human traffickers, disconnected, glutton royals and elites and religious fanatics. That's what I call them.
Shout out to everyone in the chat engaging.
What say? I love what? Of your, what's I want to say?
Oh, Brando just says, I love y'all, man. Keep spreading the knowledge, the love.
Right out. Shout out, Brando. What you gonna get? What's he gonna tell you? Is that secret?
Yeah, it's. I'm coming up with a few designs, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Surprise.
Yep.
You're gonna show it to me, right? You know,
for sure. DJ Extra Medium. True, yep. It's nothing new, but it's okay to point out the enemy.
Well, unfortunately, we were taught to conform, and we were taught to say nothing, stay quiet. That's not your enemy. What do you mean he's your enemy? Food on our table. We get to live in the worst neighborhood ever. We get to ride the bus to work and love it. Nah. Nuh-uh. My grandmother gave me blood that comes back 26,000 years, and we have documented it in stone, in books, and in word. I don't believe your lies. Roman, fascist, government, whatever you call it, it's all the same.
Again, I appreciate everyone tuning in. This is our Wednesdays discussions brought to you by LA Natives, Zero of El Vuh. This Sunday, we got Dreezus. Huge interview, by the way. Subscribe to our website, lanativespodcast.com.
Buy a shirt. Come on, man. We want to do things. We have very exciting plans. We need your support. We want to build a stage. We want to showcase artists. But we need your support, man, in a humble way. We have shirts. We
were actually talking about doing some live performances with indigenous hip hop artists out of LA.
Yeah. Or wherever.
I mean,
they want to come. I mean, if we have budget to bring you out, then I'm sure Armando could work that out or work some sort of a split, because you got to invest in yourself too. It's not no one paves or gives you freebies, but we have a place for you. And now there'll be parameters, because we have to keep this place alive, man. It's like, it's not free. It takes time to do this. It's so time consuming. It's so, but we love it, right? And all we ask is that, maybe cop a shirt, cop a sweater, right? Cop a hat, cop whatever we got going on in the chat. Cop one of the El Vuh CDs, cop one of the El Vuh shirts, cop one of the, the mixtapes, anything. This is our job. This is my job.
Right.
And if I'm poor, it's because, that's the way it goes, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. It doesn't stop me from having an opinion. So go to the website, sign up, get your emails, join our Patreon, which is coming soon, right?
Yes. We're definitely going to roll that out. And if you can't even do that, just do us a favor and share the YouTube video, share the Twitch account, have someone follow us on Instagram, and spread the message, spread the love, spread the energy.
Well, if you're an LA Native community member, that's like innate. You should be trying to do that at least once a week. Hey, I'm going to share it to 10 more of my friends. I'm going to share it to 5 more of my friends. I'm going to post one of, whatever it is that you felt moved, that touched you, It's like, we rely on you. You're our community, man. So share, join, go to the website, buy a shirt, and we keep coming with it. And we're not going to stop. It's just,
this is another Wednesday. It just goes to show, Zero, that the chat room is hot and people want to engage. People want to be part of the community, part of this discussion.
They are a part of it. Them coming on, chatting, coming on live, sharing poetry like the brother did. And it just keeps you wanting more. It keeps you. I feel like I could do this every day of my life, and I'd be happy with it, because I think people are finally, understanding that this is their casa, this is their Cali, this is their home. We are back, LA natives, all natives across Turtle Island. This is our home. Act like it. You don't need no papers. You don't need a government saying, oh, yeah, you're free now. Fuck you. I've been free. I've always been free. Took me a minute to realize it, but I have, and I am, and I'll always will be, and my children will be, and their children's children will be. How about that, colonizer?
Right, and the feedback that we get from a lot of our audiences, one thing that they all have in common is like they learn from this podcast, LA Natives. They learn something. There's always something to take away.
Yeah.
Right, Zero?
I think they connect. I mean, learn is like somehow, they have some sort of superiority over you. And I don't want to make that impression. I'm not that. I'm humble. If you get to talk to me in person, you'll see that I'm the same person. But we connect, yes. I do agree, and I wish they would refer it to that. connecting with the family, connecting and understanding that we have more than just learning. You're not a student. You're my brother. You're my sister. You have knowledge. You have wisdom. Share it. Here it is. Wednesdays.
So DJ Extra Medium says, I'll be streaming the colonizers' music with their colonizer instruments on my colonizer technology. Look, I have something to say about that. I have something to say about that because I'm in the hip hop promotional business, and I agree with that. I use all of their systems, all their programmings, but I'm against the grain, right? I use that mentality, Zero, if you know what I mean. Like, well, I pivot and I do things differently.
I used to hear this a lot in like mid 2000s. Like, oh, well, you're not colonized. You still use money. You still have shoes. You still use a car. I'm a runaway slave, brother. I'm going to use whatever I need to use. I'm a runaway slave, a slave on the run, a warrior with a gun. I'm a runaway slave. I'm going to use shirts. If I run away from my plantation in underwear, I'm going to use a cell phone if I'm trying to get from point A to point B because this police officer's harassing me and he doesn't like what I say on my podcast. I'm a runaway slave. Get that mentality in your mentality, and you won't have a problem using anything. Of course, if I had my own system, if I didn't have oppressors constantly on us, we would live in our natural ways and do our natural thing. But until then, and until you can free yourself, because it is out there, and I know people that have done it, just be patient. Dust yourself off. Colonial rule is crumbling, and all you got to do is remove its remnants in you. When you do that, when you remove all the colonization from you, then it starts to become easier. Once you realize that you're connected with the great Tonatu that comes up every 6 a.m., things become clearer. It's not just me. Is it just me, Armando? Or don't you have a heart? You have a heartbeat, right?
Yep.
You have a bloodstream, right?
Yep.
You have a nervous system, right?
Yes.
I think everyone in LA Natives has it too. It may be compromised, they may be sick, but it can be healed. With the love of yourself and the love of Mother Earth and the love of Father Sky. Powerful beings, mysterious beings. That's who you are. You're not this little bug that got colonized and got told what to do and got indoctrinated with idiocies or idiocracies or narcissism. You're not that. You're powerful humans who can have immense intentions or small intentions, family intentions, humble intentions. That's good too. That's powerful too. LA Natives. I like saying it after I say something because it's not me, man. This isn't me. This is our whole vibe. Everybody that's out there on the chat, everybody that's all this medicine that's in front of me. My brother to my left, my beautiful partner that's in my heart, my beautiful family, my kids. Man, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be alive in this time. This is the time that I choose to live. In this time, right now. Destiny. That's you, LA Natives. That's all of us.
LA Natives podcast, Twitch exclusive. Of course, we're live on YouTube every week. Make sure you guys tune in this Sunday. We got Dreezus. One of the dopest indigenous hip hop artists I've heard for a while. You know, he's definitely holding the torch for the new generation. Super excited that he's going to be on here this Sunday. Everyone tuning in, make sure you join us live. And if you can't, stream it on Spotify, iTunes podcast, watch it on YouTube, watch it on Twitch. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you do today. Give us a like on any of our videos. Hit the notification bell.
Check out our merch.
Check out the merchandise. We have some great T-shirts.
They're made with quality, man.
Great hoodies.
Those things are dope.
We have some hats coming in real quick. Really appreciate everyone tuning in and supporting LA natives.
Absolutely. Remember, this is a potluck. You know, you guys bring something too. You guys, come and do poems on our show, and you guys chat. You guys let us know we're saying the right things. You guys say I disagree with that. We need that. I don't want to be like in a community or in a kalpuli or in a circle or a native circle that has this hunky-dory attitude like nothing's wrong. Nothing is wrong. But we need to be aware, and we need to challenge ourselves, and we need to motivate ourselves. We need to unify ourselves, and we need to support ourselves. And that's why we do this. That's why we made LA Natives, so we can give back whatever we can. Like to my last breath, we will fight. That's where we are with LA Natives. We deserve it. When you take away a grandpa, you take away a grandma for 500 years, yeah, guess what? I'm going to be that grandpa. I'm going to teach my kids to be that grandpa. We're going to have our grandpas back, and we're going to have our grandmas back. And in 500 years, we're going to have a different conversation. We won't be dependent on narcissism, on greed. Nah, not anymore. It's our time. The abuelos talk to us. What, you think they went away? You think they would forget you? After learning all they learned? Nah. Their power is immense, humble, and forever giving, and forever with you. We'll see you Sunday.
This Sunday.
Lazo Kamatli, Jesus, LA Natives, I love you. It's an honor to be the host of this show. Stay true to yourself. Be wise. Be strong. Be firm. Be a warrior. We'll see you Sunday, LA Natives.